Hello, I'm Jason Wong. I'm a realtor broker here in the state of Hawaii. This segment, I want to talk about emergency kit. I think this year, Honolulu especially, we are blessed with a very nice weather. There are a couple times that we thought we may have a hurricane approaching to the state. Fortunately, we just have a really heavy rainfall, but we don't have any direct hits of these category 3 or 4 hurricane coming to Oahu. So we are really blessed about for all these years that we don't have any direct hit. However, I think this is really important for me to use my segment to advise a homeowner, whether you live in a condo or live in a house, whether you own your own place or you're renting your own place, you need to have your emergency kit and try to put all your important document in one backpack or in a duffel bag, something that is really easy for and accessible for you to kind of take it with you in case if there's any emergency that is coming in. I know we do have some sort of a forecast and warning system to tell us about whether we have a storm coming to or hurricane coming to the state. However, by the time when you learn about the forecast and the news, your focus should be about uh, weatherproofing your properties, like put tapes on your windows, and also kind of like be mindful about anything that the strong wind and rain may destroy. So the thing is, you will be really busy about going to a home improvement store and then coming to your own home and do all of those preparation work. So by then you may also over kind of like forget about all those important documents like birth certificate, citizenship certificate, and also the passport, um, diploma, anything that is, even though they can be replaceable, but it's kind of like it's it's just nice to have a habit about keeping everything in one place so that if anything that happens, you can just grab and go. And especially if you live in a house that is close to a flooding area, even though we may not have hurricane, but sometimes we may have a king tide. Maybe we have a lot of a huge wave coming in, and maybe historically that area that you're living in may have a big wave eroding the land, or some of the houses got flooded. So all these you really have should be kind of prepare yourself and put all those important documents in one place so that you can grab and go to your car and then just leave. And then the second thing is about the emergency kit. It's really important to have all the necessary like a flashlight, candle, matches, some sort of I saw those manual generated power or charger thing is really funny. So you kind of cranking it in order to have the flashlight. It's not really useful, but when you are really out of battery, that's better than nothing. And also you should really have a safety protocol, or I should say a rehearsal drill with your family members if you're living with children. You really should have an emergency drill to kind of like have your own code to tell people about where you will be end up in. Like for example, uh, emergency sometimes happen when we least expect it. If there's a, I think in the mainland they may have a, not typhoon, but they may have a twister. You know, like they just hit certain part of the place, and then people have no idea. Or earthquake, actually earthquake. I think that is a very a possible act of nature that could happen anywhere on on the ring of fire area. So let's say if we have an earthquake and your children are at school or they're at play, and you and your wife or both of you are actually working in different part of the time, you should come up with a safety protocol, what you should be doing if there's an earthquake. Just ask and then come up with a proactive, like a multi-pronged action plan. For example, if the earthquake hits certain part and you all family members are scattered around here, you probably won't be able to call each other because I think the cell phone will all the cell phone coverage and network will be overloaded. Everybody try to call out or call in, and then you will have a congestion for the cellular service. So don't count on using a cell phone to notify other family members that you are safe, you are unharmed, but rather thinking about what would be the possible things. So let's say if you are you know a certain mountain or which is close to the house or close to, or middle point of a certain structure which is feels solid and has an open field with no high building or trees or anything like that, then maybe you can use that park or that area as your gathering point. So in case if any emergency happen, then all the family members try to make their way to go to the gathering point. So you kind of cut down the rescue effort for people to kind of get worried about whether the children are trapped or not whatnot, or whether the parents are in trouble in town. Just pick something that is sensible, and you should really have a multi gathering point just in case if one gathering point got impacted by the act of nature, then you have a second one. So you have the drill, try to use it and try not to kind of laugh about it, thinking about, oh, thinking too much ahead of you. When something happen, that would be really something that is a true lifesaver. You will be able to kind of like get notify each other and also get to the safe area the fastest, and never really do anything at the last minute. And also in your condo or in your house, it's always nice to stock a lot of fresh water in your available storage. And the water, food wise, is actually not as important, but the water is the drinkable water is the most important part, because in those if let's say there's a pipe burst or anything that happens that impact on the drinkable water, and the first thing would happen is we will have a shortage of drinkable water, and all the supermarket may not be able to restock the supply as fast as they could. So I think having a well stock of drinkable water, that is really the essence. And then later you may be thinking about the dry nuts or some of the a power energy bar or something like that, which have a little bit longer expiration date, so you can kind of like put it on the side. Don't buy anything that require any cooking, like don't buy raw canned meats or anything that require you to cook, because very likely you may not be able to do cooking. The propane gas and things may not be safe to operate if there's a major earthquake. So by all means, do the drill and talk to your family members. And even if you live by yourself, I think it's also very important for you to inform your emergency contact. If your emergency contact happens to be out of state, you have to let them know about in case you cannot call them or do anything, reach out to them. How are you going to communicate with them in order to make sure you are safe? Because you don't want your out of state emergency contact calling up the police or the firemen to look for you while you are actually safe. So you don't want during those emergency time to waste the manpower to attend things that is not necessary. So you may want to think about what are the potential protocol. Maybe is something that you can really relate to. Maybe if there's no cell phone coverage, maybe thinking about have to wait for how many days. Hopefully, if there's you can still send mail. Maybe you can use USPS as a medium to kind of send the mail to let your relative or emergency contact to know about you're safe. So maybe you should reserve a envelope and a stamp and a piece of paper on your side to kind of write down you're good, you're safe, so don't worry about me, and the mail to your mailbox. Because the thing is, you never know. Maybe we are out of power, out of electricity, but the mailing service maybe still continue. So that may be another way for you to kind of reach out to the outside world. I really don't count on having internet coverage too much. Even though I think we may have a very good fiber optic cable that are laid underground of the ocean floor, but again, we don't know how the earthquake may damage some of the important piece of hub or circuit. So the thing is, just think. I think it's really important to think about what happened if something like that happened. How are you going to tell the outside party that you are safe and you're good? And the more you kind of discuss about it, then I think you will have a more creative way to notify the other party that you are safe and they don't need to worry about you.